Hi guys, Yiannis here, and in today's video I'm talking about the European Sprint Triathlon Championships that I recently took part in. Welcome back to the channel guys, and if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe to my content. So on to today's video, and today's video is about the European Sprint Triathlon Championships that I recently competed in at Valencia, and I'm going to tell you how it went and all about it. So firstly, I was on the just about getting onto the plane, boarding a few days prior to the race, and there was a few athletes looking out the window as we were boarding and saying, "Look at this!" And there was basically a baggage handler walking on top of the bike boxes. There was a lot of bike boxes because there was a lot of athletes there, and they got stuck on the conveyor belt going into the plane, and he walked on them and was trying to move them so they can go into the plane. That obviously rang alarm bells. I'm not sure if it was one of mine, if it was my bike box, but that set me panicking because obviously they're fragile boxes and I didn't want my bike to break, and the bikes are fragile, and you do hear these horror stories. So that was a bit panicky. Anyway, arrived the other end and it was fine. It was all COVID is still they're still strict in Spain with COVID. You had to wear masks everywhere, in public places, indoors, and a lot of people wearing them outdoors. So turned up, we arrived fine, got to the hotel. Me being, I'm not a bike mechanic or bike technical really, so I only knew the basics about how to set my bike up, and my bike mechanic came round and showed me a week before how to take it apart and put it back together. And so anyway, I turned up in the hotel and put the bike on. I struggled with the back wheel putting it on, and then had problems with the wheel kept rubbing against the brake, so I wasn't sure, and I started panicking. I was like, "Oh, what do I do?" I phoned a couple of friends that are over there, and thanks Jamie for going through it, looking, and offered to help if my other friend Gary couldn't fix it. Gary came over in the evening, and he said basically, I didn't know this, that I had too tight the bolts at the back, and it wasn't aligned. So that was that. And then we went and registered, and then when I was registering, it looked quite familiar. I thought, oh, it seems like I've been here before, and I was like, but I haven't. I've never been to Valencia, and Valencia looked lovely. So I registered, and then I found out after the race that I had raced on, and where I registered was the pit lane of the old Valencia street circuit that was last used in 2012 and the Formula One circuit. And being a big fan, it was nice to see that there was markings there, seeing it later after the race, knowing there was markings there, and having a little walk around the old track. And of course, Fernando Alonso, being a Ferrari fan, was the last time that he won the last race there, and it was for Ferrari. Anyway, enough of Formula One. So onto the race. I turned up to race day, and I was really tired, to be honest, still quite tired, and I was ready to go. I had my my targets and stuff, and it wasn't the circuit wasn't very exposed to spectators, so once we're in transition we couldn't go anywhere really, couldn't really warm up, we had to wear face masks, so it wasn't ideal, to be honest. And basically I didn't have a warm-up. So anyway, we started the race, we had to dive in one by one because of COVID, and it was non-drafting, and we dived into the sea. It was really warm, no wetsuit swim, and as you can, I don't know if you can see, this is my hat and my number, and obviously the finisher medal from the race. But anyway, on to to swimming. I came out the swim feeling quite fresh, and that sort of rings alarm bells sometimes, because I had a steady pace, and sometimes I don't know, I think maybe I haven't swam well. And then came onto the bike. I targeted the bike really hard. It was quite hairy in some sections where you had to tiptoe because it was quite the corners, and I had to go quite slow on the TT bike. But I felt like the bike went really well, and I gave it all on the bike. I had a few Spanish athletes draft me in a non-drafting race, which I don't know how long behind they were me, but they were trying. I overtook them, and they were trying to overtake me back and stuff. And I I read up the rules, so I knew what I was doing was right. So they should have dropped back, but they didn't. But so then I came onto the run, and I felt really strong on the run, and I finished giving it all on the run, and I finished 9th. So I'm really happy. I finished 9th in my age group, and 35-39, and it was my first triathlon for the GB team, and I was within the top 10, and I was the 3rd British guy back, which means I have automatic qualification for next year, which is at Munich, and I'm over the moon by that, because now I've got a World Championship slot and a European slot, and I was really happy with that. Now, reflecting on my performance, the swim didn't go very well, to be honest. I was about a minute off the swim. Now, overall, I was about 2 minutes and 20 seconds off third place, podium position. So I know I said before I had an ambition goal to make the podium. That was a unrealistic goal for me, so I can try and push and be the best I can be on the day. Now, I believe now that I can target next season a podium place. I think it's within my reach. Now, I didn't swim very well. I had a minute off the swim, and the bike was the best I could be on the day, and I've come in leaps and bounds, and it wasn't like the quickest in my race, but I've done really well there, and I will continue in the winter to work more on it. The run was the fastest in my age group, and I was really happy with that. So again, I will continue to work I'll try and maintain that for next year, and I'll try and work a bit more on my swimming. So overall, I was quite happy. I finished in 1:04.56, and I looks like when the official time came out, provisional time, I was 10 seconds quicker. I did have a British athlete say to me he thought that I did go over the dismount line, which would give me, when I came out the transit, come out off the bike, and he thinks I just dismounted after the line, which would give me a 10-second penalty, which appears that it did happen. I did get a 10-second penalty. It made no difference to the position for me, but so that's something to learn for. And it was a privilege to represent Great Britain. I was really happy, and it was a massive step up from aquathlon, and I look forward to training for this again next year, and hoping to do even better. But as I said, I'm very happy with my performance. Thanks for watching, guys.
And the champions of this age group category, Henrietta Pacific and Yiannis Christodoulou. Christodoulou.